Today it is time for the dragon. Not only are we painting a dragon, we are painting a dragon on paper that is about 100 years old. But before I can start painting, I need to sketch out some ideas. I like to make my sketches on paper that is as basic as possible so that I can let go of the fear of messing up. Once I am satisfied with my sketch, I like to transfer it onto the pretty paper. I do hope that one day I don't feel the need to rely on transfer paper anymore, but for now it helps me get over some insecurities, and yeah, I'm happy with this method. An easy way to keep track of where you are tracing and what you already have traced is using colored pencil. So I grabbed some pencils that I'm not using anymore, and here you can also see why. They fall apart. But they're good for stuff like this, so don't just toss your non-functional hobby supplies. They might always be good for something. Most of my videos, including this one, are result-based, and I really like that because I can come up with an idea to paint or sketch, then I do that, I finish the painting, I show you the result, ta-da! Done. It feels very satisfying to be able to finish a project like that. Though that also means that I need to come up with a concept and make it look good enough for the internet within a relatively short amount of time, because I am still pretty slow.
The transfer was a success and it already looks so cool. I'm really looking forward to painting this.
Dragon anatomy is not something you find in your basic biology book. In my attempt to make sense of how a dragon sits, I looked at pictures from frogs, all sorts of reptiles and lions. The result is what you'll be seeing me painting today. And no, I am not using AI for this, I am using my own head and I intend to keep it that way. I really want the dragon to look like its claws are gripping onto the rocks underneath, and I want it to look like its muscles are actually being used. This type of thinking is precisely what has me tumble down the rabbit hole of information. But I really don't have time for that right now, because I'm on a schedule. I've got 3 days to finish this painting, and we are now on day 1. Starting this painting, I fully expected to paint a mighty shiny golden dragon. But how do you do that on this paper? Well, you don't. I can't pull it off. Not on this. If you have any tips on how to paint mighty shiny golden dragons on paper that is not watercolor paper or painting paper in any way, let me know. For also somewhat obvious reasons, I am looking for ways to lower the pressure a little bit, and that partially means that I'm going to, and I'm very excited about this, I'm going to take you with me in the process of longer term paintings, where I really allow my creative mind to come up with awesome ideas and solutions for every problem I face. So long story short, my future videos will not always show you an end result, but a work in progress. I hopefully will not fall down the rabbit hole of perfectionism, and that's gonna happen anyway, and you'll probably be able to see all of that. Yeah, what I really would like to do is be able to show you what learning looks like, and I also want to be able to make really good paintings. And in order to do that, I think I need to just simply allow myself more time to make them. Hey you! Thank you for being here. I really appreciate that you spent your precious time watching my video. It was day 2 when I realized that bright shiny gold was not gonna happen on this paper. So instead I, off camera, went in there with a dash of blue to see if it looked like something, and that made me feel very unhappy. So to cover up the blue, I used a colored pencil in the color orange. And while doing that, I got an idea. I can get in there with colored pencil without ruining too much, and in that way I can carefully experiment with different colors. But yeah, blue might just end up green, and I didn't really feel like a green dragon, so I chose to go for red. When you see me dabbing like this with some paper towel, that is because I feel I've used too much paint on the paper. So I basically dab away the excess and hope for the best. So my hope is that if this different approach to video making turns out well, hopefully this will then allow me to spontaneously grab my painting supplies, grab my camera and just go outside on a beautiful sunny day. And paint whatever I see, paint whatever catches my eye, and be able to show you what I'm doing, without being afraid of not having a result to show you, but instead be able to show you the life. Today is the 3rd day, and the 3rd day is also the last day I get to spend on this painting. And well, that's because this room will be turned into a baby room. So, happy days, very happy days. And yeah, so back to the painting. I would like the colors to be a lot more saturated, so that it really jumps off the page. And I think I've succeeded at doing that before the different painting, which I can show you. This really shouts for attention, even from afar. Yeah, so I know that it is possible to get this effect and to get this bright on the paper. It is not exactly watercolor paper and it's starting to complain at me. So I cannot use more layers of water, but what I can use is colored pencil. I am going to make the colors more intense with pencil, and I might ruin it. It might become a complete and utter disaster, but I have hope. I think it's gonna be fine. Today's tip: when you put a thin sheet of paper onto a wooden board with wood texture and you then paint or sketch on it, there is a fair chance that that wood texture will shine through in your work. That is precisely what happened on the hind leg of this dragon. It's great if you want this sort of effect, but I don't. I put my sketchpad in between the paper and the board as soon as I realized that this was happening. So there's no real harm done. I could fix it by making things look smoother with some layers of colored pencil. It's fine. I'm using ink liners and dark colored pencils to make the rock look more dramatic. And with that, we've reached both the end of this video and the end of a chapter. For almost a year now I've been making videos in this room, but now it is time to pack all my art supplies and all my camera stuff and move it down to the basement. If you would like to stay updated, you've basically got 3 options. You can subscribe to the channel so that you can get updates on community posts and videos, or you can find me on Instagram, and option number 3 is going to my website, which is commonpencil.com. I'll put the links down in the description. Well, that was all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to see more, and then I will see you in the next video. Bye!